Welcome to another edition of Chart Talk. I'm Tony Ogorek. I'm here with Jeff Viksjo. And today, Jeff, we want to talk about the housing market and why nobody wants to sell their house. We've got a couple of charts, and a lot of this goes back to the pandemic policies. And this first one, I got to say, is just a blockbuster. It's just a wonderful chart. So let's take a look at that. This takes a look at different mortgage rates over a period of years and what kind of mortgage rates people were getting for their homes. And when you look at this, when I first saw this, Jeff, it was just a real stunner. So why don't you take us through this?
Yeah, so this shows the mortgages outstanding in the U.S. Delineated by what the rate is. And right now you could see, that under 3%, which really is amazing, Tony, that you can get a mortgage for under 3%. It makes up about 20% of mortgages. Those people that have a mortgage at 3%, they're going nowhere. They're not going to sell their home and get rid of that 3% mortgage because that is extremely valuable, as we know, Tony. But even the next bar is 3 to less than 4. So in the threes, that's still a great rate. You're most likely not going to sell your home. 4 to 5 is the next. So now we're about 80%, Tony, is under 5%. And even that red at the top, which is greater than 6%, Tony, if we had this chart going all the way back to the late 70s, early 80s, right, that even 6% would be a great rate.
Yeah, I remember once, being in the gym, and somebody told me that they were looking at a rate lock, and it had just gone over 5%. It's like I've lost the opportunity of a lifetime because I wasn't able to get a 5% mortgage. And you look at this, and it's like, wow, it's like 3 to 4 is a lot. 3%. I mean, interesting. You look at it on the bottom there. Going back to the first year of this, nobody was getting 3% mortgages. And I think, Jeff, you're getting that big bump in the dark blue as well as the light blue because a lot of people refinanced their mortgages. They cashed out, or they ended up, upgrading to a larger home. And at this point, when they look to sell and buy something else, a lateral move or something a little bit more, they're just going to find at current interest rates, which are double what they ended up getting, it just isn't affordable. So they're stuck, which really creates an inventory problem going forward, which brings us to our next chart.
Yeah, and let's say, you had a starter home to begin with, you're locked in at 3%, maybe you got 3 bedrooms, now you need 4 or 5. And so you want to go from, say, 250 to 350. That jump normally would be attainable for most people as long as you kept the interest rate the same. But when you're giving up a 3% mortgage and you're going to 5 or 6, you're talking about a mortgage payment that could be double. And so this just looks at, the amount of homes, Tony, for sale, the supply on the market right now. You can see it did spike, a little bit after COVID during, last year, but it's all the way back down. And Tony, it's near, a 10-year low right now.
Yeah. And Jeff, I don't see this changing, because rates are going to continue to go up because the Fed has to get a handle on inflation. And I think it's going to be making it very difficult for home prices to stabilize or come down in the foreseeable future. So great charts. Thank you, Jeff. And thank you for listening to this edition of Chart Talk.